Hello, Scorpio. It is your turn for a reading. So this is Dina with Empressive Warrior. Thank you so much for stopping by, clicking on the video, and lending your energy to the reading. We're going to start out with some oracle cards, find out what is going on for you, Scorp, and then we're going to get into the Tao Te Ching Art of War deck and find some advice from Spirit. So I don't normally do the zodiac readings. You can generally find most of the information that I channel through the daily Dharma playlists, and that's a Monday through Friday reading, taking the pulse of the collective vibes and seeing how we can best navigate that through the spiritual consciousness evolution vibe. So the first thing coming out for you, Scorpio, is 41. Convey your meaning. Reflect on the way you communicate with others and with yourself. Be sure to express your thoughts and feelings from the heart and with respect and sincerity. So for you, I'm thinking that this must be something that you really need to say. And I think that you feel like you're being very clear, but I think that there can sometimes, don't take this if it's not your message, but certain people and sometimes Scorpios can be very emotionally driven because their emotions are so intense and so deep. But the whole precedent of today's Daily Dharma, which was a 3-part, was don't believe everything you think. Thoughts are reciprocal. And so it can drive wedges in relationships and so on. So even though you think you've been quite clear about something, there are ways that may come out in the Art of War deck about how we can check for meaning, how we can listen, how we can ask clarifying questions, and how we can state very clearly without suggestions of what we would prefer, but we can give clear boundaries for other people whenever it's appropriate to convey our meaning with punctuation at the end of the sentence type of thing. Unexplained wonder. Magical blessings and miracles are occurring in your life. All your prayers are answered now. Oh, is that so, Scorpio? So, okay. That's beautiful. So I took that in one direction, but conveying your meaning and the answers to your prayers, this is a powerful manifestation portal for you as well. So if you're engaging in a new relationship, a new job, or looking to make changes to your life, this is an important time to be very precise with the words that you choose to convey the meaning between yourself and spirit, and to really dig deeply into what gets you all charged up, what keeps you motivated and going, and what magical blessings and miracles are you ready to call into your life. I'm seeing this bee up here, may have something to do with community, with soul tribe in some ways. I'm first getting the skillful leader subdues the enemy's troops without fighting. He captures their cities without laying siege to them. He overthrows their kingdom without lengthy operations in the field. So you're being skillful in the way to accomplish your endpoints and gain some type of advantage, or actually land the job or land the romantic prospect here by not doing too much fawning or manipulation. It's by it's by something else. It says the best way to fight, or excuse me, the best way to win is to not fight. So conveying your meaning and getting what you want, the answer to your prayers, may have to do with you manifesting an end to a difficult cycle within your relationships. Because it's talking here about differences of opinion are parts of life. Discussion conducted with reason and respect can lead to understanding and compromise, but angry arguments in which things are said that cannot ever be taken back rarely conclude satisfactorily and often lead to further issues down the line for both people, let's face it. If you want to get your point across, be calm, be respectful, and be polite. And I think that you will be super surprised by the reception that you get when you speak your mind in that grounded of a manner. Then others will find themselves coming to your side of the fence. We cannot enter into alliances until we're acquainted with the designs of our neighbors. Okay, so before you choose who's going to be on your team, you want to know what they bring to the table, what their value systems are. Choose your friends carefully. The chances that you're going to surround yourself with like minded people and everything works out are high, but sometimes friends become distanced from us, and do our workmates and other acquaintances. Without knowing their design, how can you decide whether they're a friend or a foe? Remember, friends are not always allies, and allies are not always friends. And that's an important part, because sometimes the people that don't like me have the same objectives as me. And so we find that we need to work together because we have the same goal. And we complement each other in that way. And I'm hearing about other people's designs as like the blueprint, as in like the human design model. You might study that, because it talks about how certain people are manipulators and some people are projectors and other people are generators. Is the manipulators a real one, or did I call that in? Anyways, somebody who's a generator is somebody who's always creating and producing. And somebody who is a projector is somebody who's declaring and pointing and making things from their internal world show up in the external world. And so they're building in a different way. So choosing the people that have complementary opinions and value systems can be amazing. But it looks like with this, you're actually bridging the gap between viewpoints that aren't automatically on the same wavelength. Ooh. And just before I threw the whole deck all over the table, I was seeing only engage in conflict when all other alternatives have been exhausted. Yeah, and I was getting this before, that maybe the Virgo reading has some tidbits for you, Scorpio, because and maybe you have that in your chart or are dealing with one, because this one came out in theirs as well, and it says all warfare is based on deception. When able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must seem inactive. And when we're near, we make them believe that we're far. When we're far, we make them believe that we are near. And it says on the backside not to be fooled, because deception it doesn't always mean that it's bad. Manipulation, lying and deceiving with evil. Magicians, secret Santa presents, and surprise parties are using deception for good things. So again, don't believe everything you think was the daily Dharma, right? So deception isn't inherently good or bad, but we are exposed to it every day in politics, advertising, books, and movies. Sun Tzu says, to be able to understand deception, you need to be able to see through deception. You need to be able to be skilled in seeing through it. I said that wrong 3 times in a row. Anyways, don't be fooled by the apparent people being in different camps or being on different teams. Be careful who you confide in as well, but definitely take the extra time and effort and energy to reach across the aisle, so to speak, because there are other people who want what you want. And if you're able to use the right intentions and words, you'll be super blown away by the blessings and miracles that are being called in for you. Your prayers are literally being answered as you're being very clear and precise with your words, your meanings, and all of that business. So thank you so much, Scorpio. Please consider hitting some of those buttons and helping us grow the channel. Can't seem to speak correctly today. So take good care of you, and until next time, Scorp.